Hi there, I'm Jackie Ferris. This week on the 302, we are harnessing the power of Mother Nature to have some fun on Rehoboth's boardwalk. We are at the Rehoboth Toy and Kite Company, where we're picking out an official 302 kite and checking out all of the toys they have for you when you come for a visit. Get ready, the 302 has got some good times straight ahead. It's a beautiful day on Rehoboth's boardwalk, and we are at Rehoboth Toy and Kite to talk about all the great things you can buy to fly in the sky or fly in your yard or just play with your kids. I'm joined now by the owner, Rachel Webster, to talk to us a little bit about all the joy that's just oozing out of this place. Rachel, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
So let's talk a little bit about, you are a boardwalk staple, right?
We're a boardwalk staple. We're celebrating our 30th year this year, so
congratulations.
Yes,
by
thank
the way.
you. That's a long time.
So how did you get the concept to open the store? Was it always toys and kites, or did it kind of start with one and meld into the other?
That's a good question. So we were much more kites at the beginning because there were a lot of kite stores in '93 around, and we thought that that would be perfect for Rehoboth. But over time, we have become much more of a toy store. So we treat kites as toys and different action-oriented things that we have here. So it has evolved over time. When we started, we even had rollerblade rentals, which is no longer. So.
Sure. So the first thing you see, of course, when you come up are all of the what are they called? Wind catchers?
These are wind wheels and wind spinners, garden art.
So tell me a little bit about the variety of wind spinners that you have. It seems like there's everything here.
There's everything. We have a lot of different animals that are riding bikes, like cats and dogs and pelicans and different things that are on bikes. And then we have, like behind you, a lot of the spinners, which are like crabs and sorts of different birds and unicorns and just about everything under the sun that spins.
And the thing is just to be a beautiful work of art that people can take, affordable work of art that they can take home.
They love to take it home. They love to come back each summer and say, I need to freshen up my yard and get a new wind wheel. What do you have that's new? I mean, some people stick with the same one, like the Parrot 5 o'clock somewhere, or they're upgrading or downgrading and deciding on something different that they want to have.
So what's the most popular, you think?
Of the wind wheels?
Yeah.
I would say hands down it's the it's 5 o'clock somewhere Parrot.
Really?
So it's a big Parrot. It has a spinning wheel. There's one over there, but we sell a lot of that, probably more than anything. And the cat on the bike is very popular too. I don't know what the concept is that people love so much about a cat on a bike, but it's a big seller.
Well, only if cats could ride bikes, that would be really awesome. So they can in your yard if you get these spinners. Now you also have a bunch of surfboards or body boards, boogie boards out here. So
this is our beach location. We have another store down on Rehoboth Avenue. This is our seasonal one. And at this store, we have all the beach stuff. So we have boogie boards, we have chairs, we have sunblock, we have umbrellas. So this is much more of a our beach location because it's the only thing where the kids run off the beach and I need a boogie board, I need a chair. So
it's like one-stop shopping for all your beach needs.
Everything you need.
And people come in and they, I'm just going to get X, Y, and Z, and they always walk out, I would imagine, with a spinner or something.
Always. People always come in and they say, if it's their first time, they say, we're just checking things out. And then by the end of the week, they've probably come in 6 or 7 times, and you can get everything from a football to a chair to a spinner to a flag to a gooey farting thing.
So talk to me what it's like to work around, we've got these wind spinners. I saw some metallic spinners. What is it like to work with all this motion?
It's very fun. It's very exciting. I love my job. I've been doing it obviously for 30 years. And It's just not a dull place to walk into. So you'll see if you get some shots, we have these little barking animals, and in the morning it's quite eerie when you come in because it's very quiet.
Right.
So as the morning goes on, I mean, the TVs get turned on with demos of toys, and the animals are barking, and everything comes out here and spinning. So it's like a really exciting first hour. But I love it. It's very, very stimulating, and really no one comes in a bad mood, I have to say. It's very rare, if at all.
I can imagine when you look at all of this, how much fun it must be, you know, and as a shopper to decide, okay, well, I'm getting my first wind spinner, you know, what should I start with? And you mentioned that people have come back year after year. So you have regulars that are like, this is my spot.
That we have regulars, and one of the best noises that I hear is a child running down the boardwalk. Like I hear the flip-flops going, and they run in the store and like, we couldn't wait to get here. We can't get into our hotel yet, and this is our first stop. We always like to make it, so that's always fun. And what's the new toy, and what's the new whatever it is, and pretty much that's what our staff is trained to give the experience. It's very different than a lot of stores.
Well, how do you decide what you are going to have in your store? I mean, it seems like everything is selected deliberately. It all kind of goes, and it's color, it's motion, it's fun.
That is pretty much what our sign says. The fun starts here, and we go to trade shows every year and we decide on different things, and a lot of times we just look for bright and exciting. And the wind wheels, we started, you know, maybe with 12, probably 20 years ago, and now we carry about 60 different styles and all the spinners. So really, we can expand on certain products that we have, and by far, I mean, we even changed our name from Rehoboth Sport and Kite to Rehoboth Toy and Kite probably about 20 years ago as well. And it's much more of a toy store.
Excellent. Well, we're going to check out some of those toys when we return.
I'm DJ Fazik with Coastal Cruises, and we love cruising with the 302.
Welcome back. We have moved inside to Rehoboth Toy and Kite to check out some of the toys. I'm joined by Rachel, the owner. And Rachel, tell me a little bit about what these things are.
Okay, so these are juggling sticks, and it's one of the first toys we ever carried 30 years ago, and it's great for hand-to-eye coordination.
Okay.
And I'm going to teach you how to do it.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Okay, I'm ready. Oh.
All right, so we're going to put the big stick down in the middle.
Down. Okay.
And what you're going to do is you're going to go back and forth, and then you're going to lean it on one stick and pop it up into the air. Nicely done.
Woo!
Very nicely done. So.
Oh my goodness,
So
look at me go!
Jackie's ready to work for the summer. How long can you stay?
I'm done, 302. I'm going to have to tender my resignation. I have a new career. These are cool. So all these toys are things that, you know, you take your kids on vacation, you're at the boardwalk, and you can play these, you know, in your rental or your hotel, but you can also take them home, right?
Yes. Everything in our store is, first of all, nothing electronic. We don't have any electronic toys, so it's really nice when you're coming to the beach. We've noticed a lot of families like to take a break from electronics.
Yeah.
And so, but everything's very hands-on. So when you come in our store, we're going to show you how to play things. Like I literally may hand you juggling sticks randomly, not sort of like I did today.
Yeah.
And we'll teach you how to do different skill toys or teach you how to play our games. So it's very hands-on.
Absolutely, and we were playing a moment ago with the darts, and that was fascinating. There's like a way you do it. You got to like throw it up high, and it comes down. But they're magnetic, right?
Yes, magnetic, so you can't hurt your sibling. So you just throw them, it hits the board magnetically. So it's just a nice, fun way to do darts.
Absolutely, and you have other kinds of games that the whole family can play, right?
Yes, so we have a whole game section here, and the thing that makes us different from most stores is that we are very hands-on with them when we teach you how to play the games.
Yeah.
Like our staff is trained, rather than just having it sitting on a shelf where you don't know how to play it, they come over and they say, hey, I'd love to teach you a few games, and most people say, of course. And now, after time, people come in and say, what are the new games? What do you have new this year? Hey, we got this, you know, Tenzi last year. What do you have that's new? So it's kind of, again, the repeat customer that once you've been in here, you tend to come back.
So let's talk about, you know, maybe a family with young kids. What kinds of games can they all enjoy? Because I know sometimes parents, they'll play and they get more enjoyment out of the kids playing than actually playing the game themselves. So what kind of games do you have that maybe will be fun for parents too?
We have we try to have different age groups. And one of the things that we try to do with all of our games is we want something that we can show you in 3 minutes or less.
Okay.
So even the harder games for adults, but like with kids, we have, it's called Goblet Gobblers, and it's tic-tac-toe with these big moving figures that can gobble each other. We have that.
Yeah.
We have Spot It, which has been around, where you try to match a card, like you try to find the same match on 2 of the cards before the other people do. Slapsy. I mean, those are all things for kids that are 6 and under. We have staples like Uno and a couple different games like that. But then we try to have unique games such as Tapple, or we just have a lot of different skill games too.
Awesome. And I noticed jigsaw puzzles. I'm a big jigsaw puzzle person, and that really it's really a good way to bring the family together. You know, trying to find the puzzle piece. It takes a lot of patience, but it can be fun.
Really fun. That really picked up for us during COVID, and then it's just been something that people come in looking for now is puzzles, and we carry 500 and 1,000, so we don't go too crazy with the number, so that people can set it up in their hotel room or their condo. So again, it's something to keep you away from all the noise and electronics of life, everyday life, and something to sit down and be able to do together.
Yeah, and just really kind of connect, because I feel like so much of the time, everybody, even myself included, we spend a lot of time, I was doing Wordle at lunch today, and I was thinking to myself, I'm sitting here with my coworkers, I don't see them, every single day. I should be looking them in the eye. And this is a place where you can come and find something to do together as a family or as a group.
Absolutely, 100%. And that is what a lot of the parents like when they come in, because we're such a common area for like DC or New York, and people come down here and really just want to unplug from regular life. And I hear this from people. I'm not just on my thing about how much I don't like electronics.
Yeah.
But it's something that really helps you unplug, and that it's just really fun. Family stuff to do, individual stuff to do.
Sure. And there's a lot of active stuff. I'm looking on the back wall. There's lots of spring ring, and there's wacky racket. I mean,
a lot of we call that our projectile wall, because it's things that you throw and things that rockets that are launching, and some of them are nostalgic, like that a dad or a mom might have had when they were growing up that we still carry now. But it's also new, innovative, fun, like not just your regular paddle ball, that we have that too, but paddle ball where it might have a spring to it, or we try to have different stuff than like every other, t-shirt shop. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Don't write this down. Okay, anyway. But anyway, stuff like that.
Stuff like that. Well, one of the things that you sell are kites. And when we return, we're going to have Rachel help us pick out an official 302 kite. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Krista Matulowicz with the Biggs Museum of American Art. Go Biggs or go home with the 302.
Welcome back. Now we're going to talk about one of the most exciting parts of the Rehoboth Toy and Kite store. That is, of course, the kites. So, Rachel, you know all about kites.
I do.
So, tell me a little bit. These are the easy kites. Why are they easy to fly?
So these kites here, these are the easiest kites to fly because they're triangular shaped. So they're called delta kites, like the Greek letter delta. But they're triangular shaped, so it's like an airplane if you think about it. So the more surface area a kite has, the easier it is to fly. So a common misconception is that smaller kites are better for smaller children. Actually, a bigger kite will take less wind to fly.
Okay. So as far as these kites, they're all different colors, but what are they made out of?
They're made out of ripstop nylon. The majority of them are ripstop nylon. There are some made out of taffeta, but this is ripstop nylon that they're made out of, which means if you were to get a hole in it, it wouldn't spread throughout the kite. But they're super durable, very easy. It makes it light wind.
So if you were to get a hole, maybe a little bit of duct tape and you'd be...
A little bit of duct tape would add character, but they actually make some ripstop nylon tape that you can just get
Oh,
it.
definitely. Well, you could cut your duct tape into a nice little shape.
It adds
whatever.
Character. Duct tape is
Absolutely.
awesome.
Oh, hello. There's a lot of kids in the store today. So we have different colors, and they're all basically the same design, but for the more advanced kite enthusiast, I mean, you have all different kinds of kites.
We do, and for the more advanced kite enthusiasts, I probably would be interested in a sport kite, which has 2 lines. So these have 1 line, you go up and it flies. Sport kites have 2 lines, and you pull left and right, and it does loops and dives. You may have seen them on the beach before. Similar to like kite surfing, but this is on a much smaller level. You're just flying it, yourself with the 2 lines, and it does the loops and everything.
So you recommend starting with a delta and then working your way up?
I always suggest a delta first, and then work your way up.
Do you ever have like classes or anything to show folks how to use the more advanced kites? Because like they're so beautiful. You want to like go right to some of them.
We try to give a little tutorial while the people are in here, but we can set up a lesson if somebody wants to have a lesson, especially with the sport kite.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of timing with the wind. You've got to have the right wind and different things like that. So, but yes, we'll teach you.
I think that's a lot of fun,
It is fun.
You want to learn how to use some of them because they're so cool. You've got dragons. There's even, it looks like a fighter, like a jet fighter, like Top Gun.
Yep, there's jet fighters, F-35s, there is a Red Baron, there's dragons, turtles.
And it's really nice that you have them displayed on the ceiling, and I guess once you get them home, if you don't want to fly them all the time, you can just kind of like display them that way, right?
Well, that's an interesting point. A lot of people use kites as decoration. So we've had people over the years from anywhere from schools to museums that have come in, and we've gone out and helped decorate like an area for them, an atrium or something, so it just looks bright and colorful whenever you're coming in. So some people do come in and only buy kites for decoration.
So talk to me a little bit about, where did the kite come from?
Okay, so the history of kiting, a lot that I understand it to be true is that there's some kites were originated in China and some kites were originated in India. So it's kind of the chicken or the egg that came first.
Right.
So for many years in India, there were a lot of kite flying competitions, and they would do things like have glass on the line of a kite. So it was called fighter kiting, and they would try to chop each other's kite down, and that was very big in India.
Yeah.
And then China, every year there's different kite festivals all over the world, but it's really big in those 2 areas. And then it's come to the United States.
Yeah. Is that on your bucket list to go and see one of those kite festivals in overseas?
I would love to. My business partner that I work with, he spent a winter back when we were first starting, and we weren't open the winter, now we are. But he went to Australia and worked at a kite shop there just to get more experience. And they had a huge kite festival there. So, yeah, they're all over the world. I would love to go to kite festivals all over the world.
That would be cool, I think. And I was reading in the research about kite fighting and the glass and everything. And I thought, man, that's crazy.
It was crazy. And I believe there's some in that Kite Runner book or one of their shows that they show. But you would take the line of the kite, they would put glue on it, and then take crushed glass and put it up the line of the kite. And then they would literally like be fighting against each other to do it. I don't suggest doing this at home.
Not at all. Not at all. Although if you have kids, they'll find a way.
They will find a way.
They'll find a way. Now, speaking of the kites, I wanted to ask you about the tails. What purpose does the tail serve on the kite?
That's a great question. So 2 purposes that a tail serves. So on one of these kites, the main purpose is it'll put a little bit of weight in the center of the kite so it keeps it stable.
Okay.
So oftentimes if a kite doesn't have a tail, it's fine in light winds, but when you get into heavier winds, you want to have something that can keep the kite grounded, like something in the center of it. So some kites have 3 tails, some kites have that, like a curlicue as a tail, sometimes they have streamers, so it just helps the kite.
So, and you can kind of like customize your kite if you're really into it, right?
You can. I mean, you can hang stuff off. If you have a big kite up flying, you can hang stuff up and down the lines of the kites. I mean, there's a lot of things that it's called line laundry when you have the kite flying and then you have stuff hanging off the line of it. So there's a lot you can do with tails.
Okay, so there's going to be a lot of people at home that are going to be like, I'm going to go get myself a Delta kite and I'm going to fly it. So how do you fly it? It's super easy to fly, right? But
super easy
all you need is wind and
you're going to have a spool of line and you attach it to the kite and you turn your back to the wind and it goes up from there. It's easy.
Nice, nice. And someone was saying that you need to wear like gloves so you don't like burn your hands when you're trying to get it.
important to be cautious when you're pulling the kite down.
Yeah.
So you never want to wrap it around your hand or wrap it around your wrist. You're going to use the spool that it's on, or if you have a winder, to use it like that. But you do have to be careful. Like if you're letting it go up in the air and you were holding on to it, you could feel the rubber, the line burning in your hand. So you don't
that
want
would
to do
not be good.
So.
Safety first.
Safety does not happen by accident.
No, it doesn't. Safety first, but most of all, fun flying kites.
Yep. And there's general rules, like you don't want to fly a kite over power lines. You don't want to fly a kite over people. You go to a schoolyard, and that's sometimes on the beach. There's rules when the lifeguards are on. So you really want to make sure that you have a clear flying area when you fly it.
Absolutely. And if you have any questions beyond what we've shared with you, make sure you Google it before you go out and be safe.
Yes.
Rachel, thank you so much for
You're
spending
welcome.
time with us.
Thank you for
now
coming
we're
down.
going to pick an official 302 kite, and we're going to launch it, and we'll show it to you when we return. Are you enjoying the show? Make sure if you come down to the Rehoboth Toy or Kite Company and pick out a kite or a toy that you snap a pic and send it to us on Facebook. Now here are some other things you might want to check out around the community. For more information on all of the toys and kites at the Rehoboth Toy and Kite Company, you can visit RehobothToyandKiteCompany.com. That'll do it for this week's episode of the 302. We're going to leave you now with a shot of the official 302 kite. Until next time, I'm Jackie Ferris. Tell them you saw it on the 302. Okay, Rachel, so this is the official 302 kite. So I just grab it?
You're going to turn it like
this
that.
way?
Turn
Okay,
it over.
okay.
All right, so you're going to just let it go.
Okay.
Just let it go. This is how easy this is to fly. So keep letting it roll through your fingers.
Woo! Oh, it almost took out the camera.
Pull it back a little. You got
There
it.
we go.
Woo!
Yay! So next time someone tells me to go fly a kite, I can say I already did.
That's right.
Look at it go. Oh, that's gorgeous.
It's awfully impressive. Are you sure you're not ready for a summer job?
You know what? I think I might actually check in with you a little bit later. I would love it.